I'm just going to start by saying and acknowledging that waiting on God is not easy. Can we all agree with that? It's not easy waiting on God for things to change, for Him to intervene and do something that we're waiting on. But we are reminded in today's scripture that comes from Psalm 27:14 to wait for the Lord. That's how it starts. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. I do want to say we have free will, so we don't have to wait for God. We can choose to do whatever we want. We can choose to do things how we want, when we want, in the way that we want. And I promise you, they will not turn out well. It just doesn't work that way. When you are a believer and a son or daughter of God, you do things His way. Not everything's in our control to manipulate or to change, but a lot of it is. But there's a saying that the right thing at the wrong time, it's still the wrong thing. If it's not at the right time, it will not have a long-lasting benefit. So I have been in a waiting season for years now for something, but I have known from the beginning, and it wasn't always this way, but I have known from early on that God was going to use it for good. He was going to teach me things I needed to learn. He was going to mold me every day throughout this waiting season, as long as I stayed in His Word, stayed connected to Him, stayed obedient to Him. God was going to use this time for good to prepare me, to set me up for what He has in store for me. And I haven't even seen it all come to life yet. Oh, but I know without a sliver of a doubt that what He has for me is so amazing. And I believe that not just for me, I believe it for you. I believe it for every person who believes in God. His Word tells us that He has good plans to give us hope and a future. And He tells us so many times that those who stay in belief and trust, they will see the goodness of His hand. And Ephesians 3:20 tells us that He has things in store for us that we just can't even imagine. So the question is, are you waiting? Or are you rushing into things? If you are not taking the time to sit with God in prayer, maybe talk to other people who have wisdom to offer you, insight to share with you. Maybe you're going too fast. Maybe you're taking things into your own hands, and you shouldn't be. And you should be waiting for God and ask Him every day in prayer, what do you want me to see? What do you want me to do? Which way do you want me to go? And I know a lot of times we don't hear clear, direct answers. A lot of times we feel like we're in the unknown. We don't know. But what you can always do is stay in His Word, pray, listen, and do your best. Do your very best with the last thing He told you. Do your best each day for that day only. Stay focused. He only gives us today. Okay, I'm going to share with you something I read in the commentary of my Bible about waiting. It talks about King David. He was anointed as king at age 16, but he had to wait almost 15 years before he stepped into his role. And in the meantime, he endured so much. If you've never read his story, I encourage you to go read the backstory of his kingship, if that's a word. He was chased down. King Saul wanted to kill him. He had to hide from him, run from him for a long, long time. And not only that, he was then later also chased by his very own son, Absalom, and had to deal with that and a lot of other things. And so sometimes we could feel like our waiting is either a desperate thing, a life or death, or maybe not that severe, but it still feels, very pressing on your spirit, on your soul, waiting for something to happen or change. And we feel like God doesn't hear, He doesn't know, He doesn't care, it's unfair, all of the things. but he does, because he knows best. He knows exactly what needs to take place inside of us first before we step into that next thing or see that next thing, that next part of our life. He knows that there's still work to be done. And you and I, we have a responsibility to figure out what that work is and to be open to it and to do it consistently over time, as long as it takes. Because until then, until God sees that we're ready, he will not take us to that next place. He will not bring that change. He will not do that thing that we're asking for until he sees that we are fully ready. So I also encourage you to say thank you right now. Thank you for what you're doing, God. Thank you for what you are working inside of me. Again, show me what I can't see with my own eyes. Keep my heart open to receive whatever it needs to receive. And just help me to take each step according to your plans for my life. And if you do that every day, you will be on his path, which is the best path, and you will walk straight into your blessing and receive it all. So stay in trust, stay in belief, stay in faith, and stay grateful every single day, even for what you can't see or what you don't know. Say thank you, because it's already done. He's doing a work in you right now, though, as you get closer and closer to what he has for you. So Psalm 27:14, wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. It's worth it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you are not subscribed and you want to learn with me and hear a little scripture every week, then subscribe, and I will see you all again next time. Be blessed.